Good morning, everybody. It is July 11th, 9:25. Managed to log in a little bit earlier this morning. At the moment, it looks as though we only have VLCN coming up, and it's predicted to move up. It's leaning slightly more towards a move up, which is this chart, but trades are given for both. That is the predicted movement for the candlestick chart. In terms of the other trades that are coming up, we also have CNSP as a high probability moving up at the open. Additional ones that are high probability moving up is YGMZ, CYN. So CNSP is the highest probability one for the move up on the trades page. And then VLCN is the only other ticker that is coming up. Oh, we just got a whole bunch more. VLCN is still the highest probability. All of them are very, very similar in terms of the probabilities, but the moves are obviously different sizes and the potential max gains are different. And the trades page, VLCN is the highest. CNSP is next up for the move up. VLCN still has a good candlestick chart. CNSP has a weak candlestick chart. And BSFC is predicted to have a move later in the day. So I'm going to go with VLCN as my trade, and I may do the CNSP or CYN as well. And we're working with $2,200 now, which is beautiful. 2201.30, which means I could put whoa, 683 is the first profit. Now it did shift towards a move down at the open, but it was a move up. So I'm preparing to enter the other half of my shares, I suppose. If it ends up moving down, it's predicted to come down to 542 if it does, which is way down here. 174. 43 and a half is a quarter, so I'm going to take 44 at 6. Oh, it is now 667. Guess that was the final update. So there is the first quarter. 724 is profit 2. Managed to get out at slightly above break even on VLCN. Now that I have more money to work with, I'm going to cancel my stop just in case it has another time where it comes back up to the entry, because it is technically predicted to come down to 213, which is also the stop. predicted to spike up starting at around 109, and open was at 94. So that's around 10:45 is when it's predicted to do that, and all of these are saying it should come down to potentially 213 is the lowest. So if the candlestick chart is somewhat accurate, then you should see a spike around then. VLCN. I don't want to risk any more. So 960 at 207. Kind of crappy, but we started the day. If anything, if it comes back up to another entry, then I will take that. But as of right now, it's not doing most. So CYN, I ended up getting in at 514, which is higher than this, which just means that I'm not going to adjust the profit prices or anything. If anything, it's just I will have less profit and I'll have a higher risk. But first profit is 541. I forgot to start the recording again, but you can see on here, I ended up coming back because I was occupied doing other things, coming back and it was sitting right here. So it had already passed the profit one. So I just sold half my shares because it ended up coming all the way up to 258. So I would rather be safe than sorry. And I sold half my shares, got out at 246, and then it spiked down, and then that's when I realized that I wasn't recording anything. So I'm still sitting at 450 shares at 222. And because it did come back down below the entry, I'm gonna get out, even though I'm slightly lower. So I got out of the rest of my shares at 216. So still a little profit. CYN is still a possible trade. And my reasoning for it is it has a high probability, depending on how you looked at it, because it could have been profitable either way. If it was a dip down, it was supposed to come down at 467. It hit 465, so it's really close to that movement. And that happened at 9:52. So it's much closer to having this movement. And this was saying it goes up to 594, which it did not do, and it didn't do there either. So it's much closer to following what it was predicted to do, in which case it has the potential to continue running to 645 is what it's predicted to do. I entered at 542, which is still, it would be as if it was the move up and then a pullback. You could have entered, you could see it as that, because typically what you would do in those scenarios is if it pulls back to the 5 in this case, then it comes back up to 547. That would be your entry, which is roughly what we got. Could also be seen as a higher, a slightly higher move up entry, or a re-entry, I suppose. Okay, so it ended up spiking up great. It's 11:30 now, almost 12, or almost 11:40. So I want to get out and I don't really want to be trading anymore. I want to get on with my day. 589 is supposed to be profit 2, so I'm going to take half my shares at 589 if I can. There we go. 200 at 595. So now I believe we're green for the day. Even though it could potentially go further, I'm just gonna get out because I am finished trading. And I'm recognizing that this trade was not necessarily warranted. 200, 580. Here we go. Finish the day with 2,332.38. Traded much longer than I usually like, but not too shabby. Oh man, good choice. Tanked. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow.